What up, Mac kids and maniacs? Where y'all at? I don't see no numbers up in here. I don't see no comments. We got OG Cutes up in here. We
What's up,
just
maniac?
we just got off the phone with the OG original Eastside Crip, Bertie Swan, and good conversation. I had a little conversation with him prior to Cutes getting on the phone, but I'm gonna wait till some people get up in here. Where the hell y'all at?
They probably was watching the Padre game.
Padre gang been over. They might be watching the Astros whoop on the Yankees. Mike Marks, what up? Okay, it's a few coming up in here. Southside Compton in the house. What up, Southside? If I had your number, I would have asked you to send me some pictures of the Southsides with the mess hats. But I didn't have your number. Seymour, what up? Big Lee, what up, Big Lee? Big Lee, what's going on, man? Hopefully y'all enjoyed that little bullshit story I gave y'all. I miss Roscoe, man. I'm telling that story and I'm just like my heart is aching. I miss my partner, man.
Yeah.
But okay, so it's a few of y'all up in here. Let me tell y'all what Vertus had to say about Jamel Bourne. Mind you, I didn't ask about Jamel. He just brought Jamel up. And this is what he said. He said he done time in YA with Jamel, and he said they were road dogs. They was tight. He did everything together. He said he didn't hang with him on the street, but he hung with him when they were locked up. He said Jamel was a rider. He said he was a little cuckoo back then, but he was a rider. And he said, you know, they had some fights with other dudes. They got out together. He said Jamel could fight. Jamel was strong. Now, he said this is where Jamel got his weightlifting from, because I've asked a few people from the east side about Jamel's weightlifting, and they didn't really know. According to Verlis, the Avenues, Munson and his boys, was messing with Jamel's sister in the Avalon Garden projects. So Jamel, seeing them working out and all big and muscular and talking to them, that's where he got his weightlifting from. Now, what else did he say about Jamel? He said Raymond put Jamel on. He said it's no secret about that. He said Raymond gave Jamel the okay to be a Crip because Jamel was a walnut. And he said Jamel would have remained a walnut had Raymond not put him down. But what's up, Cutes? I got a chance to hear Cutes and Bertus talk about some shit, man. You see I'm smiling. I love talking to the OGs, man. They got a history that some of us younger dudes have never heard before.
A lot of you guys, what's up? I'm doing good, Kev. You brought up the walnuts, and so for those of you who don't know about the walnuts, so you had this family. Their last name was Bourgeois. They were French and black. You had Michael Bourgeois. They had a sister named Patricia. We called her Pat, and so there was a Magnificent Seven connection, and Chucky Madison, my cousin, he started going with Pat. So we would end up going over there all the time, you know, in their neighborhood and whatnot. So what broke the walnuts up is that it was an in-house conflict that had occurred, and a walnut went in on another walnut, and one of the walnuts was one of the bourgeois, and so one of the bourgeois ended up doing time in YA for it, and then that just broke the gang up because they were like the two generals of the gang, and I don't know what the conflict was over, and by the time the big brother got out of YA, I never got to really meet him, but I got to meet his other brother because he wasn't in YA and he didn't do no time, and then they moved into Overhills, and Chucky was going with Pat, so we would all be together every day, you know. But it was funny how Bert made that connection, and I never knew that Jamel was a Swan. I never knew. I mean, not a Swan. I never knew that he was a walnut. I never knew that. But Walnuts was one of the gangs that never was around long enough to be to join the United, the Blood. But the Walnuts was an anti-Crip gang. So,
Hey, to your question the other night, Verby said his workout routine, he just do push-ups and some arms. And he said he's still big, but he's not big like he used to be. And he said when he was real big, when he was at his biggest, he said he still wasn't as big as Jamel. He said Jamel was huge, but bigger than him.
Yeah, and see, that's being humble. And Bert had some good size. See, I would have never thought Bert would have conceded to that, but that's good.
He did.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I told Burtis, I said, man, look, we're going to get started on your book as soon as I get this phone and a chip for the phone, and we're going to get started. He said, yeah, man, let's do this.
Yeah,
he's doing it because he needs money. He's not doing it because he really wants to get the story out. But nevertheless, he's doing it, and I can't wait, man. I'm excited, and then yours will be coming soon. You'll be working on yours soon.
And I want to we'll hear more about my friend number one. We'll hear more about Crazy Crip. We're going to hear more about all of the homeboys, that names that people had forgotten about, and relationships that were formed and activities that were carried out, and I was waking up Bert's memory, huh, Kev?
Yeah.
It's weird how you could sit and talk with someone and you could say, remember when we all went to the Carolina West and we had a caravan, and then we ended up on 107, and Mumu and them was at that party, and Bam was there. It was the last night that all of us were all together, and we were at this party on the street, and Bert said he remembered, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what year that happened, but he said he believed that's when he first met you. And
well, he said that's when he really like resonated with me.
Right.
At that time. But he knew that we were in juvenile hall in the early days together.
Okay.
He knew we were there in the hall in those early days. But they were in the big kid unit, and I was over in the little kid unit.
He told me
they're in S&T sitting down from camp, and I'm over in C and D, M and N. That's the junior high school unit.
He told me he used to go to Cinderella Park with Raymond Washington, and he would hang out with Odie Shaw and Raymond Potts.
Yeah,
1975.
Well, see, that's because Psycho Michael was living over there with Big Odell by then.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Good info. It's all coming together, man.
It's all coming together, see?
8-Ball, what up, 8-Ball?
Yeah, that was good. Bert got a good, clear memory, man. And the good thing is that there's more things we could ask them too. Like I forgot to ask them who was there, now, and I'm like, cause we got cut off once, and then he called back, and then I said, well, make sure you send some pictures, Bert. Mm-hmm. So he said he's gonna send some pictures, so that's good. But I should have asked them what OGs were there,
So Vertus was telling me about number one and Eki. He said they kind of quit in 74. Yeah. I'm not saying his years are accurate, but this is what he said. He said they quit around 74. But he said number one, he said if I could get in touch with number one, I'm winning, because he said number one is super cool.
Yeah.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, well, what happened is he met his old lady, he had a family, and then he would start doing grown man stuff. Nobody was supposed to be in this stuff for the rest of their life. Right. So Eki and all of them, they started maturing, getting jobs. Eki had moved on 74th right off of Western, and they were writing letters to the board, to help Raymond get parole. So they were instrumental in that. saying he's going to have a employment, he's going to have a place to stay. Letters like that help, you know, so made parole more favorable. He had good parole, you know, plans, which is good.
And he done a little time with you and Rockhead. So I gave him Rockhead's number. Rockhead would be happy to hear from. Rockhead's gonna look out for him.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, well, Rockhead, like I said, we were all there, you know, in Folsom together in the early '80s. So that's when Rockhead was made it through there too.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. And we were all real, you know, real young. Remember when he said we ate at the table with Joe Morgan?
Yeah.
All the time. It was the way our tears let out.
And you told me to ask Vertus if he remembers when you snuck that dumbbell in, the 45-pound.
Yeah.
I asked him, and he said, man, me and Q's had all kind of shit in our cell. He said, we took everything.
Yeah, we would take all kind of, we had everything we needed was up in there, and we would hide it the best way we could. We kept, like I said, we kept the dumbbell in there for the whole lockdown. You know, and that was like, 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they come and search the cell. They couldn't find it.
King Mike Mark said, new challenge, super chat, $2 for your questions to get answered. Challenge accepted, right? Somebody accepted. Alicia, what up? Man, yeah, them east side and west side ties, man. But he said he remember hanging out with the Magnificent Seven. So Q's.
Yeah.
You and Booker was a Magnificent Seven, right? Or did you say no?
I'm gonna say Booker was a Magnificent Seven by way of Miles.
Okay, Miles.
Okay.
I wonder if that nut is gonna ever get out.
I don't know, but Miles liked it, Booker. I don't know if he's ever gonna get out. I don't know. But I told Booker.
He went S and not Y, bro, a long time ago, probably 13 years ago.
Yeah. He lost his mind.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can't do time. You know, people, we see that from TV, you know. People who you think would do some time can't do time. People who you would never believe could do time. Like the guy from Iron Man, the guy that movie star, he was able to do time on the GP. That guy was able to do time. He didn't go into PC. He was able to actually do time in corporate. You know, but you know who wasn't able to do time? Remember The Godfather, Marlon Brando? His son ended up going to CMC. So he wasn't really able to do the time. And then when he got to CMC, he went to a special yard in CMC. So he wasn't. And so when Iron Man guy came to jail, they just put that dude with regular dudes. He wasn't half as rich as he is now, but he was still probably a millionaire.
Question for you, Cutes.
Yeah.
Why was Psycho Mike living with the Shaws, and is Psycho the Shaws' Crip influence?
Well, no, they're definitely not. But the reason why is because Odell's older than all of us. So Odell, he was like moving around, you know, going to juvenile hall for little stuff in the 60s and just basically getting in trouble. You know, maybe going downtown to those shows because that's where the shows were. So their friendship started real early. That's what they told me. So, and then because the surprise is that Odell didn't know that Psycho Michael knew me. He didn't know that we were friends. And then when we all like met up over there, because they moved on 67th between Harvard and Western, Odell had took this dude's house, and because he owed them. So Odell took the dude's house and made a move. And then Odell moved in the house, and then Psycho Michael moved in the house. They had some girls in the house, and then it just became, the Crip pad. We all would go over there. But he was an influence. I mean, we influenced each other. We were unable to resist each other's negative influences. So on any given day, we could be under the influence not only of drugs, but under the influence of our own ideas that was presented on, another individual. Like, so that's how it was. And that's being down. That's what being down is. Someone come up with an idea, and now we listening to the idea, and then we become influenced by it. And then we act it out.
Man, it's so much history that we still haven't uncovered, because you can't just put 30 years into just 8 or 9 hours, man. It's too hard.
Yeah.
But your memory, man, is to be respected. You got an impeccable memory, and it's so accurate. I mentioned that the other night when you couldn't come on, how accurate your information is. And for anybody that don't want to hear you speak, then they either don't want to get some good history, or they don't want to hear a positive message. So,
well, people were like that in prison. Either they like you or they hate you.
yeah.
But what they eat don't make me shit, so I could care less. I could care less.
Mr. Oaklandish, 5'10". Do you know Shaniqua? No, but seriously, guys from outside of LA, just try not to make everything more complicated than it is. Just keep it very simple and general. Meaning, rolling just means rolling. Doesn't matter if you're blood or Crip. Rolling is rolling. So there is no difference in the term rolling. It's all the same. Touch that light, pimp, that KMV Cash App. Y'all know what it is. Don't forget Cutes. Black Warrior Spirit, man. What's up with you, man? How you doing tonight? Slick Nella. Cutes, let me get another Michael Jordan story.
All right. Okay, they had this street, and on one side of Gage is the bakeries. So this is the side of Gage where we would go and hit the bakery. So this would also be the side of Gage we would walk down to cross into enemy territory. There's no houses on this side. There's a railroad track, and then there's like factories, and then there's maybe a few little houses. And I'm talking about between Western and Van Ness. So that's where we at, Western and Van Ness. We right over there. So it's this little street. I guess that's Gage. And one day I was walking down Gage, and he pulls up, right? He has a 45, and so I go up to the car, and he has the 45 on the front seat of the car, and he got the homegirl in the car. He got the homegirl in the car with him. So I'm like, I get up to the car, I see the gun, and he don't pull it on me. He don't point it at me or nothing. But I could remember feeling a little uncomfortable because I wasn't packing. I didn't have a gun, and I was once you cross the track, you either crossing the track to go fight somebody, or you going over there to mess with some of their girls, So and so that day I knew Mike was cool. I said, "Damn, dude could have blasted me right there. He could have just grabbed it off the seat and bow, and nobody would have knew, And then I realized no one would have knew but him and that girl in the car. And she probably, I don't know if she would have ever said anything. I don't know. But, I kind of like, after that day, I knew from that point on, I wasn't going to hunt him. I knew from that point on, if I ever was somewhere and he would show up and we had to drop on him, that I would prevent it. I knew I had committed myself in my mind that would be part of it. Any place we would be, if anybody had to drop, I wouldn't let it go all the way through. And that's how it was back then. And I don't know if he felt the same way outside of himself. I don't know.
Q's, let me ask you about the long table for a second. Did you used to go inside to those meetings?
Yeah, I had my own table, my own plaque. I had my own Magnificent Seven table.
Okay.
Yeah. See, each gang had a plaque with the name of their set on it and the two members that were representing that part of town.
Who represented with you?
Me and Magnificent Seven by the name of Chicano. The one when we walked up on the Giant. The dude from the Van Ness Boys.
What was Mouse doing?
Oh, working.
Okay.
And boxing.
All right. So the question is, do you remember if Verlin Swan was at the table or not?
Vert would come and go because you got to remember I told you Vert was staying in Victorville. He would come and go back and forth to Victorville.
Okay.
But he would come and go like that. But I think Vert was running from trouble or a case. I think they were looking for Vert, but he would come and go. Now you got to remember this is in 1970, 70 what? 70. The long table came about like what in 79 or 77, 76?
76 probably. 77.
Yeah. So Vert was coming to the long table.
Because you gotta remember Raymond had came home from prison.
Yeah, Raymond came home in 76.
Okay.
Yeah, 76.
77.
Yeah, 76. Yeah. So the table only lasted, I think, a year or two.
Yeah.
It didn't last that long.
Yeah, because y'all was acting like damn fools.
It's a weird how peace treaties, I don't know what, different, there's always something that's going to break the peace treaty. Somebody, and it's going to happen when you don't know it's been broke. And then you're going to be on the other end of town and you're on the wrong side of town. And the word that went out that the peace treaties broke,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened at the long table, and that's when the fight and the shooting and everything took place up there. But the Pyrus broke the peace treaty and they wasn't even a part of the peace treaty.
Mm-hmm. That was after whose death? Bartender?
No, Bartender was still alive.
Tam?
It was before Tam. It was the homie Salty.
Oh, so y'all broke it, no?
No, we didn't break it because Salty, they broke it when they killed Salty.
Okay. Well, Salty, okay, because
Salty was a Grandy.
Right.
Yeah.
But Tam got killed before Salty.
Then if Tam, I never knew who killed Tam. I just knew it happened. I didn't know that the Crips had did it. I didn't know that. And maybe that's why the Pyrus didn't want to become part of the peace treaty.
Somebody said, "Nah, Q's, you Bulldog and Clint broke it."
Well, we definitely broke it, but no, we were provoked to break it. It was already broke, and we just broke it up more. But we solidified the break.
Mm.
Yeah, which is nothing to be proud of because it was really cool when it was together, man. That's when I could be with Country. I could be in front of his house. I could be up at Harvard Park playing football. It was just a different vibe, man. It was
Big Country, right?
Yeah.
The Little Country was dead already.
Exactly. Little country wasn't around.
Right.
The big country had came back from San Diego.
Was Swig at the table?
I think Swig would be good. Swig was getting in trouble too. So Swig would do time in the county jail and stuff. So I never saw Swig come up to the table.
That's all good.
But Van Ness boys did come up to the table. We had we had Elliot Ness. Elliot Ness would come up there, and who else was represented? There was another Van Ness boy that Rusty got into it with. They were jumping Skull, and Rusty had pulled up and started helping Skull fight, and then Rusty had broke his arm up at Crenshaw. But I can't think of that Van Ness boy's name that they were fighting.
Black Warrior Spirit said thanks for the history and knowledge, Cutes.
Oh, for sure, man. It's a compliment, to all the brothers, blacks, the Bloods, the Crips, and the other gangs who were just anti-Crip, all of us, so much alike, but we were just in conflict with each other, And I just remember, their names sometimes.
Hey, I like when you and Verla said, when y'all get into it with a homie, whatever happens, you stab them, you get stabbed, it's over. Y'all still homies.
Yeah.
That's some real G shit.
Yeah, because you realize it's over politics. It wasn't really personal, but it became personal. But you could see through it. It's like you would say, "Okay, man, I would have did the same thing to you under those circumstances."
Right.
You got to see it. You got to see the big picture.
Right.
He told me. He said, "Yeah, man, that was cool, man. When you and James Miller make friends and you guys actually sellied up." He said, "That's what was up, man. We all heard about it. And that was cool, cute." And I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "That was my buddy. We would go to sleep with the Kisu in the cell, dog. And it was machine sharpened." And I'm like, man, I said, that's how I trust how down we were with each other.
Like Verla said, I told you before, but to hear Verla tell you, well, you had a big ass heart, man. You was doing shit big dudes wouldn't have did.
You just gotta be down, man. And all them dudes were down too. Yeah, I mean, exactly. them dudes were down, man.
They wasn't just down; they was on swole and strong.
Yeah, them dudes were down, man. On the street and inside, nobody PC'd up. That's the beauty of it all, man. Nobody said, "Oh, you're my enemy. I got an enemy list. I got a confidential informant list." We didn't have none of that shit. Because the police had asked you, "Who's your enemies?" "I don't have any enemies." "So could you go to this?" "Yeah, go anywhere." Like that. And then the homies shoot me a kite. "Hey, man," he said, "All right, if we put you down on the enemy list because we don't want to come to Old Folsom." I said, "Yeah, go ahead, put me down. I don't care." They said, "All right, we're going to do it." Damn. They said, "Is it fucked up?" I said, "It's fucked up. You don't want to come here." I said, "Go ahead. Shit. I wish I would have knew me. I'd have put myself on my own enemy list. Shit, I'd have said, this shit." He said, "All right, if I put you on the enemy list." "Yeah, go ahead, cutes. Put me there. Huh? Come in here with your ass." Shit.
Man.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Live it, man. You relive it. You relive it when you laying down, sleep at night. You relive it. You relive it when you just by yourself sometimes.
Of course.
What was crazy is Bert's voice still sounds exactly the same. He heard my voice and he said, "Wait a minute, who's this?" I remember when that was a trip, huh?
Hey, somebody said you should have been at the Triple OG summer vacation video. They don't know I try to get you there.
I had to go see my mom.
Yeah. Man, that would have been great.
Yeah, my mom was sick, so I had to cut loose and go the other way,
Yeah,
or I would have went.
yeah.
I get along with all of the Pyrus, man.
Man, we had a good time.
Yeah, yeah, man. I would have loved to go up there and see Giacomo and go kick it. Cause you gotta realize that Big AC, we friends. I'd have wanted to go, you know, shit. I've been with AC in Piru Park on their picnic day. This dude took the video and won't let me share it with y'all.
Mm,
So I don't even kick it with that dude no more.
mm.
And the cold thing about it is that AC was on his deathbed, and I wanted just to get it and share it with his family, dog. And I wanted to do it through Kev Mac, and we didn't want to capitalize on nothing other than just pure, hey, let's surprise his family who never saw this video, you know, of him, you know, because it might have been the last time they'd seen him. So there's a video of him and me inside of a sea of red inside of Piru Park on a big old picnic. And and every red rum is there, everybody's there, Pookie's there, we are there, man. You
I
know, them
wonder,
brothers invited us, man, and it was all cool.
I wonder if Slick was there or Mexican Rob.
Maybe.
Hey, look. So the question is, Cutes, do you know about Bulldog getting in a car accident?
Yeah, I know all about the car accident. Let me tell you about the
All right.
accident. So okay, so Magnificent Seven Todd had a 1963 Wildcat with a 425 nail head. Bulldog had a 1963 Wildcat with a 425 nail head. So Bulldog had went. So Bulldog was friends with one of the founders of the Crips in Long Beach. So we want to call this guy Chico Bell. So they were going out to Long Beach to go visit Chico Bell. Pook would go out to Long Beach to visit Chico Bell. The Long Beach West Side East Side Crip connection, it was real solid and firm, you know. So you know, uh Bulldog would lay into that accelerator. I don't know if you guys ever been into a Wildcat. You know, those cars were real, they were Buicks, and they were real fast. I mean, for their day, they were like the fastest muscle cars. So he laid into it on the Harbor Freeway, and they had a head-on collision somewhere around in there, and someone died in the car, and everybody got hurt real bad, you know, in the car, you know, and I'm surprised whoever asked this question, you must really been around us, man, to remember that and to know about that.
No, no, he didn't say Chico Bean, Big Lee. He
No,
said
Chico
Chico
Bell.
Bell,
Yeah, Chico Bell.
Bell.
Yeah, Chico Bell.
2 killed and 6 injured in that car accident.
Yeah, that was you should have seen how the car looked.
And they were young then, too. They were all 21 years old.
Yeah, and Bulldog sustained a little, you know, head injury in that too.
Hmm.
You know, he wasn't quite ever the same after that injury.
What years did Cutes attend Washington High School?
Oh shit. Well, I graduated in 74 or 75. So I got to Washington like in 72, 72. Then I got to Crenshaw in 72. So right around in there. Right around in there, 72, 70,
Big Lee said that was a
71,
joke.
72.
The Chico Bean comment was a joke.
Oh, okay.
All right. I didn't get the joke, man. That's a dry joke, Big Lee.
Yeah.
You got to come up with something a little funnier, Big Lee. Or we're going to have you and Uncle Buck come on here and have a bagging contest.
Hey, you guys, you know what? Remember when they start having that program, Cops, Bad boy, bad boy. Well, there's a program on cops where a bulldog is riding down Figueroa on a 10 speed, and the police pulls him over in the motel parking lot, and they talking to him. And that video is out there. All you got to do is go get the old cop videos when they hit LA. When they hit LA, and then look at that one, and you're gonna see a brother riding at 10 speed. And then one of the cops is gonna say, "Yeah, that dude right there, he used to be a pretty important guy, or something. He made a comment about Bulldog." Yeah, and it was in the 80s. So this was in the 80s after Bulldog had paroled from Old Folsom. And I try to find it. Like I get on my phone and I say, show me when Bad Boys, was in LA. Show me videos. And man, I'm gonna find it one night. Watch, because I was in the joint and I'm looking at TV, and then they say, on TV, I'm watching. Next thing I know, I say, oh, that's Bulldog. And then he's on a 10 speed, they chasing him. So he cuts him off and they catch him, but they don't lock him up. They just talk to him. And then they leave. And I said, wow, that was Bulldog right there. And then everybody later on at night, they say, hey, cute, you see Bulldog on there? I say, yeah, I saw him. I say, yeah.
Hey man, my man said he likes Taco Baka, does a trick. Cheap and to the point like him. I heard that. That shit tear up your insides though, man.
What is that?
That's the cheapest vodka you could get.
Oh. Yeah, I used to drink Smirnoff and Brass Monkey. Brass Monkey ain't nothing but vodka and orange juice.
Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. You used to like that song, Cutes.
Yeah, them white boys got down on that song.
The Beastie Boys.
Yeah, the Beastie Boys are cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed early tonight, man. Matter of fact, when we get off, go to work, I'm going to sleep.
Shit, I wish I could go to bed. I know they're gonna have me doing something with this shit. Watch, I'm gonna show you. See that thing right there?
The blue one or the red one?
Both of them blue ones. The red one's just a toolbox.
Oh.
It's a lift. Those are lifts.
What you lift the bus on with that?
Hey, they lift the center axle up off the ground on them 60 footers.
Do you secure the bus real good so it don't fall on you?
Yeah, I'm an expert at that. You don't play with that. You got to make sure all points are at the right spot. You got to make sure you're hearing the clicks, because each click is a lock.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to make sure you don't put it in between the click.
Yeah, because it'll fall.
Yeah, it'll go back down to the next click of it gives in. It'll go back to its weakest, strongest point.
Man, Cutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I asked Cutes, is he in the yearbook at Washington?
Well, no. I'm in the yearbook at Horace Mann. Look, but you gotta look for me under Michael McGee. And then you gotta look at Michael McGee under Gilbert Bell. And then you for the first time you'll see Little Turkey. And Little Turkey was down. That was my road dog, Little Turk. Yeah, Little Turkey.
Man.
Yeah, so look in the yearbook for 1971. Horseman yearbook, 1971. Say it's 1971 Horseman yearbook, and then look for Michael McGee. You're gonna see my picture, and then Gilbert Bell. You're gonna see Turkey. And the reason we switched names is because they were looking for us.
Rodney Scott wants to know, was those Wildcats hard tops or rag tops?
Oh, well, a Big Todd Madison had the hard top, and And one of the hardest Crips in Crip history, Bulldog had the hard top too. And Todd and Bulldog were supposed to race. They were supposed to have a race, but they never got around to having the race because Bulldog ended up tearing his up. But I rode in it a couple times, and that thing was fast. And he asked me, think you get Todd? I said, I don't know. Todd will glue you to the seat too. I said, they both glue you to the seat. You know those the most 63 Rivieras got the same motor. They either got the 401 nail head in them, which is in my Riviera, or they got that 425 nail head. So what are they equivalent to? They was equivalent to those short block 350s that was in them Chevys.
Hey, I like how you be asking questions and you answer your own questions.
Oh yeah.
In the second person. Hey,
that's straight interpersonal dialogue.
Yeah. No, but that's how you get out what you're trying to say though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, to the cat that want to know about Roscoe. Yeah, Roscoe passed, man. He died of cancer. It says it in the song at the end that he passed of cancer, man.
I wish I would have got to meet Roscoe.
Man, you would have loved him. I think y'all ran across each other in Donovan, but he didn't stay long. I think he did like a long layover, Donovan.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll just have to think about it, or meet some more people that were there with us at the time.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Because he definitely hit Donovan in 93 or 94.
Yeah.
But I think he only stayed a week.
Oh, he was on Fish Row probably. He probably didn't make it off the carrot yard.
I don't know, because he got the picture with my brother. I think he came to the yard, but it wasn't long.
Oh, okay.
I think they were moving him from somewhere up north to Centinela or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, BJ had came back for a court case after they rolled him up and sent him to level 4 again. Then he came back for a court case, and the cool ass sergeant on the yard went and got him off of Fish Row and brought him on the yard, and we all went in there and got to talk to him in the library. That was cool.
Asiatic Supreme, no, the acronym for Crips.
You know, I'm gonna tell you guys something.
Yeah, tell us.
I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. There, in my generation, it didn't have an acronym.
Right. Okay.
So you could create an acronym.
70 what?
Huh?
When was it created?
Oh, people could create acronyms, you know, from anything. You know, you could create acronym from your own name.
No, when?
When
70s, 80s?
Well, when the people created this acronym and said that this is what it stood for, the first time I heard about this acronym was was like in the 80s.
Okay. As a matter of fact, Monster, I think, wrote about it in his book.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you can't do it and make it popular. I'm just saying it didn't originate. We wasn't formed it out of something positive like that. Right. We wasn't militant. We wasn't anti this, anti that. We were just homeboys in the neighborhood that were down. We were thugs. And we wasn't gonna be told what to do by authority or by other gangs. Mm-hmm. You know, so and we wasn't anti-black, anti-white, anti-Mexican. We wasn't none of that shit.
How in the hell you remember Bulldog and Chico Bell being in a car accident?
Shit.
How can you remember shit like that, man?
Because it creates a lot of stimuli in your mind, and that creates memory. That creates long-term memory. So you got short-term memory and you got long-term memory, you know, and you see people that have schizophrenia, but not schizophrenia. You see people who has Parkinson's disease, and you can have a family member and they got Parkinson's. Okay, they're not going to remember nothing new. but they'll get to talking and they'll remember something from their long-term memory, and you would think that whoa, wait a minute, they're coming back. No, they're not coming back. Long-term memory is hard to damage. You know, it's creating a new memory, and the brain develops, and it keeps, having that phenomena of more and more, taking in more and more knowledge, more memory. When you lose that ability, then you stop growing. So all you left with is your old memory, and that's sad when you see people who can't form new memory. How could you correct yourself if you can't get a new idea, to trump the old idea that was right? But no, my new memory tells me that was wrong, and your new memory is based on some science, based on some experience, also based on some knowledge that you have acquired over the years from your mistakes.
Hey man, I got a good laugh last night. Matter of fact, Sinbad, KP from Inglewood, want to ask a few questions to you. But I thought I got a good laugh because he said Kanye West got shot 9 times and was a snitch. I'm not saying he's wrong, but I am saying I think I would have heard that one before.
Yeah, what an idiot.
No, don't say that. I think he's just mixing up people, man.
No. Kanye West.
Oh, okay.
When I say what an idiot, I mean he's an idiot. I don't mean our homeboy.
Kanye is different, man. He's so different. He want to be accepted by white folks.
He want to be Renaissance. I met people who want to be Renaissance. He want to act like he's a deep thinker and that he's a genius. But if you compare his music to the Temptations, you compare his music to the Floaters, you compare his music to the Drifters or to the Delphonics or to the Charlottes, his music is clown music. And his music lyrics are schizophrenic. You ever been around crazy people? You ever been around schizophrenia? You ever hear the ramblings of a madman?
Yes.
There's no genius in that. You could sit and listen to crazy people all night. I used to do it all the time. I had to. I was limited. I was stuck in the same room with them, and I could hear some clever things coming from their mania. But there wasn't no genius.
Hey, I agree, Cutes. I agree. I've experienced it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kanye's rich. I think that's all he cares about.
Okay, now he's rich. That's true. But he's not a genius. He's a nut.
I don't disagree.
He's not eccentric. Okay, so rich people that are crazy, they say they're eccentric. When poor people are crazy, they just say, oh, he's crazy.
Yeah.
So he's crazy. He don't want to be black.
I don't even want to talk about that dude, man.
Okay, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, he don't move me one way or the other, man.
Me neither. I would rather talk about OJ than him.
I love OJ though.
I love OJ too.
I love OJ.
Hey OJ, how you doing? I hope you're feeling good today. Hope everything's going good with you. Hope arthritis ain't bothering you. Bill Cosby, I'm friends with you again too. Hope you're doing all right today. Hope everything's going good and you're chilling with your wife.
Well, OJ, if you're watching, hook me up with your daughter, man.
No, you got to ask Tyson about that.
Why? What happened?
They were trying to say Tyson was trying to be rough with her or some old crazy shit.
Oh, shit.
No. That wasn't OJ's daughter. That was Bill Cosby's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tyson said that shit wasn't true.
Mike Tyson should invite us on his show.
Yeah, well, what would we talk about? Tyson is crazier than we are. We would be at all and hear some of his conversations. If we get to talking about the tiger, I would just be like, what the fuck?
Pigeons, man, pigeons.
Well, pigeons is good, but he'd take it to the tiger ram. And then I'm just scared now. I'm not going to hang out with a tiger.
Or a snake.
Or a snake. But especially not a grown-ass tiger. I'm not even going to go hang out. It's like Kincaid I didn't like to go in Kincaid's house because his mother had a free roaming python in there. I said, man, I'm out of here. I could even feel the snake. The house had a coolness about it, you know, and the lights were low and dark. And I just felt the snake wrapping around my neck, strangling me. And I'm like, man, I'm out of here. And Todd's up there. No, man, come on, let's go over Kincaid, man. I say, man, I'm going to wait right here in the car. You go get the shit and I'll wait for you. I'm not going in Kincaid's house.
Oh, man, I got so many stories about animals, man.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah, man. It's crazy shit.
I didn't think you were scared of nothing, Q's.
No, I don't like them big ass snakes crawling around. I don't like when they let them go in the house and then when you come over, you usually see it in this big ass aquarium, or some part of them under the sawdust, and you look and now you don't see it, and you're like, well, where's that big ass snake? And then you know she's around here somewhere.
Somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, I chill outside for a little while. Oh, you ain't gonna wait? Nah, I'll wait out here, man. I'm cool.
OG Q's, did you ask Donald Archie for those Polaroids that took you yet?
Haven't got to talk to Donald. Me and Donald, see, Donald's like this. He'll have his phone, then you won't hear from him. Then he'll get his phone, and then you'll hear from him. You'll call a number, and then you won't get nothing. So the next time Donald pop up, then I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get the copies.
Oh man, I gotta get it Vertus about that.
What's that?
He wasn't from Walnut and he didn't have a sister.
Vertus had a pretty sister.
No, I'm talking about Jamel.
Oh, okay. I never knew that Jamel had a sister.
Yeah, that's what somebody just texted me too.
Yeah, I thought he was the only kid.
Because I never hear Jimmy and them talk about no sister.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Vertus said him and Jamel were tight when they were locked up. Maybe Jamel lied to him, or maybe Vertus is just mistaking him for somebody else. I don't know.
No, he ain't mistaking him for nobody else. That's for damn sure. And the next time we talk, I'm gonna make sure that, okay, so this is how it went. All right, here, this is true history right here. So Jamel, he was messing with one of the Avenues' sister. And he kind of got into it with the girl, and then he got shot over it. And
maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, that's what he meant. So he's confusing it. So and he got shot over it. Let me tell you something. Anytime an older person shoots such a younger person, see, Jamel could fight. We always knew he could fight. So maybe the dude didn't want to fade Jamel, or maybe they faded and he couldn't deal with Jamel from the shoulders. I mean, why would an older dude like that shoot a youngster? Think about it. I ain't never shot no youngster. If I fade a youngster and the youngster get the best of me, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put two and two together. And so that's when Jamel come on the west side. He's over here with me now. He's going to Washington. He pops up. We don't know who he is. We heard of him, but we don't know who he is, you know. But when he said he was from there, now we know who he is. We know who he is. He had a rep, you know, but you got to consider that. So that's what Bert is talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have meant that he, because, you know, Burris was talking so fast because the phone kept hanging up.
Yeah. And there was definitely a girl involved.
Yeah, but definitely believe any information Burles give me, we going to double check it with Burles.
Yeah.
He got so much history, man.
Exactly.
Sometimes we just speak faster than we think it, and we
He's
make
gonna
mistakes.
bring. I think he's gonna bring. All the missing links in the East Side history,
Oh,
because
of course.
he's gonna really have a. He's gonna talk about Hatchet Man too.
Mhm.
It was a lot of East Side names that I don't even remember.
Good
Until
wants
we
to
bring
know.
it up.
Good wants to know if you know how to play chess.
Shit. The only people who played chess was Verta Swan, Rusty, and my mother, and Little Turkey.
Your mom's was a chess player.
Oh yeah, my mom's would play chess with everybody.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Rusty can play chess. Yeah, they all play chess.
Hmm.
I play Chinese checkers, and I play Tonk. Blackjack, uh, spades.
Uh-oh.
Me and Bulldog used to play poker. We would play poker in the county jail, 5 card stud. We would play that, and
I
the
wouldn't play,
wheel.
I wouldn't play spades with you, man.
How come, man? I can remember.
I
Man.
wouldn't want you to be I wouldn't want you to be my partner and you dump me.
Okay, watch this. Okay, check out my cool signals. Okay, this means I got the high spades.
See,
Watch the signal. Here's
see.
the signal. Me and you didn't set, and I didn't showed you my signals. So if I got the high spade, I'm gonna go like this. Just a little turn, not a big turn. Just a little. That means I got the bitch. And you're gonna be, oh shit, cute. Now you know to drop your king, because
Right.
can't
So
nobody
you
take
won't
her
take it.
take them
Right.
away.
Right.
Now, if I got the queen, say I got the queen of hearts. So I got the queen of hearts. Sometimes she gets jumped early. So if I got the queen of hearts and you got a bunch of spades and you out of hearts, I want you to throw off, because I'm going to drop this queen. So I'm going to go like this. I got the heart. So if I got the queen of hearts, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to have my hand and I'm going to go.
Well,
And when I do that, that means I got the queen of hearts. So my signals were so good that man, couldn't nobody tell we were cheating.
well, here go the key. The key
Yeah.
words that you said that I get from you is you were so good at cheating. Because here go the thing. When I was locked up, this dude from Hoover used to try to cheat. This dude from Rock used to cheat his ass off. Now, these two dudes were teammates, and they used to
Oh,
play against me. And I
yeah.
peeped the signals, and I was tearing their ass up. Boy, I was filling out store lists. I was going through their locker, getting their shit. I was tearing their ass up.
How did you get him? How
Do
did you get him to their signals?
yeah, to finally do, because when I play, I'm looking at you. And the reason why I'm looking at you, because I know you probably got some signals if you can
Yeah,
beat me.
yeah.
And another thing I noticed, Q, you notice most people don't count the spades.
No, they won't. Yeah, they won't count them, and you
So
need to count them.
you need to, because a person could keep playing the same card over and over.
Yeah, and you can trump them. You can
Yeah,
trump. You
right,
trump with your spade. If
right.
I get trump with a 2 of spades, that means the game is going well in my favor. If I run out of all my diamonds real fast, and then feed me some diamonds, man, because I'm gonna just start trumping. I'm gonna be pow, pow, pow. But we used to play for money. We would play for cartons, and I mean, hey man, wouldn't it make time go by? You play all night. The next thing you know, you hear them calling court bus. You be like, man, we've been up all night playing. Listen, they calling the court line. We didn't get no sleep. I'll be like, man, that's how we were. Because you can't tell if it's day or night in there. You can't tell. You're in there. You can't. You don't see the sun.
Well, here go my thing, man. This is a dude from A-Tray Hoover. We called him Rock, but I believe his name was Rockhead. I don't
Yeah.
like to mention him because Rockhead from Santana Bach claim wasn't no other Rockheads. but dude from Rock from H.A. Hoover, big old dude, man. He had a big old rock head, big muscles, big arms and shit. And I used to play against him in spades. Rockhead used to play with the other Hoover. They was partners. They the Hoover connection against me and whoever my partners are. And Rock was very average, but everybody think they're good. He was very average. Diamond was really good. That's my competition, who later became my partner. But because couldn't nobody beat us together, but unless I made a mistake, because Diamond would almost never make a mistake. And so Rocky and them will beat me. They get me one day. They up in me, man, to where I got to get him all my tuna and my chili and my Kool-Aid, all that other shit. Right?
They taking all your Zuzu and Wham Wham.
Man, they getting all my goods because I don't have no bullshit.
Yeah.
They got bullshit because they doing 10 and 20-year bids.
Yeah.
They got all kind of ravioli and alphabet soup and shit they ain't open in years, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
So they get me. And we playing for Camel cigarettes, so they get my Camel cigarettes. So now the table's finally turned and I'm winning. So they giving me some generic ass cigarettes. They aren't the same equivalents to Camel cigarettes. And everybody's telling me, man, they getting over on you, man. You ought to go get your shit back, or you ought to take off on them dudes. I'm like, nah, we gambling. I ain't tripping because I don't smoke cigarettes. So I'm not losing no value. In my mind, I ain't losing no value. So now I'm up in them, I'm getting all the Camels back. I'm getting all the goods back, right? And now Rocky is a big dude, and he was a hustler. He was getting down up in there. But for some reason, he didn't have no goods when I'm winning. Goods meaning the Kool-Aid, the candy bars, shit like that.
Yeah.
Coffee. He didn't have none of that. So he's coming with some bullshit. No, I take that back. I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying it all the way wrong.
Yeah.
I've been whooping on them. And now, so when I'm winning, they give me the generic cigarettes and the bullshit canned goods. But now the table's turned and they winning. So I give Rockhead the generic cigarettes and the bullshit canned goods, and Rockhead throw a nutty. Man, what is this bullshit? He tearing up the day. What is this bullshit, nigga? He mad. He real hot. I'm calm and cool, like, nigga, that's what your partner gave me. That's what you gonna get. Nah, you gonna go to store. I'm not going nowhere. I gave you what you supposed to get. I got from your homeboy. Talk to your homeboy. So now he don't want to play no more. I'm like, cool, because you ain't getting the goods from me now. This dude got a big name over there, big dude. But I don't care about that. We gambling. My whole focus is we gambling. I don't care about none of that other shit. No fighting, no stabbing, no nothing. We just gambling. So finally Diamond come to me and he kind of like apologized and all this old bullshit.
Where was Diamond? Where was Diamond from? ETG?
Five Deuce Hoover.
Oh.
I think he probably grew up in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
But he was a hustler. Everybody from Hoover knew him. And so
my favorite Hoover buddy was H-Bone. And
H-Bone.
Yeah, H-Bone was my number one road dog. And Hoover Art. R.I.P. Art. Youngster, damn. Hoover Art. He got killed in a robbery. Yeah, Hoover Art. That was my buddy. He fresh out of YA and came to the joint and hooked up with me. And man, we were tight. We met up in Tracy, then we ended up in Folsom, and he went home from Folsom. And then him and H-Bone, they were tight on the street. Yeah.
Man, I got some good gambling stories in prison, man. I just had to go so mad, man. That shit was funny, man.
Man, gambling is so dangerous, but so much fun in prison.
It's
both.
Like
the funnest thing you can do.
It's both. When Yeah, I mean, it was real fun. I remember, I wish I could get Bad Luck from Trey 57, Town to come on here.
Mm.
Because me and him had some good run-ins, and we ended up becoming buddies. And we still cool to this day.
Yeah.
He just moved somewhere in the South. Oh, I think North Carolina.
Wow, that's cool. I
But back,
mean, they got a lot of blacks in Carolina, man. Real dark skinned blacks, because it's close. Some of the slaves never made it out of Carolina because
but
the
he looked
ships
like
would
he
drop
never
them
made it
off.
out of. He looked like he
The
never made it
family.
out of Carolina.
He looked like he never made it out of there.
Because
Yeah.
he's dark as the hat I got on.
Man, you want to see some badass, fine ass black women? Go to Carolina, dog.
Oh yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
really, yeah, I agree. I've been to Carolina.
Yeah.
Um,
That's real.
but Bad Luck, man, it was funny because they had some dice. They had some real dice. And I shot dice on the street. That was my thing, but I couldn't win in the hood. I mean, I had some wins, but overall they would take all my money. But in the penitentiary, it was this, and you probably ran across Charlie. Charlie, I don't know where he was from. Charlie ran with the Damus though. He was probably about your age.
Yeah.
Player, hustler, ran with the gang members, and he was a gambler. He had stinky breath. If you ever remember an inmate that has stinky breath.
Oh man, I couldn't stand some dudes, man. I'd be like, man, just stay over there, man. Muck
Yeah,
mouth. I call him muck mouth. I
man,
say, stay over there, muck mouth.
we couldn't stand to gamble with him, man, because you smell his
Yeah.
breath from across the day room.
Hell yeah, man. That's
But
crazy.
but
Imagine what his girlfriend got to put up with.
dude had a bunch of money on his books. So
Yeah.
Bad Luck, he's chasing the money. So Bad Luck come and whisper to me, man, let's go in the day room after count. After everybody sleep, after the guards is in the booth and shit, and let's go gamble. Dude got a lot of money. I don't really want to shoot no dice though, especially in prison. I want to play spades, but we don't have nobody to play. So I go shoot dice with them dudes. I'm not even lying, Cutes. And Bad Luck still living. Stinky Breath dude's probably still living.
Yeah.
We shot dice, man. I could not lose, Cutes. You would think I was shooting tees.
No, I know them nights, dog. I know what you're saying is real. I done been on those dice and got hot, dog, and couldn't nobody get me off.
Man. Hey, man, I wrecked him for so much, man. I had dudes sending mail-outs to the house. You ever heard of this furniture company called Lazy Boy? Yeah, of course.
Okay, so in New Folsom, level 4, Lazy Boy had a contract, and the furniture was being made by us. So it was me, the homeboy Shyster, your homeboy. Shyster's in there, I'm in there, a dude in there is from 43rd. So we in the furniture shop, we make the frames, I do the sewing, we make executive chairs, we do it all, man. We make Lazy Boys in there, everything. I know how to poster all that shit. So I said, hey man, I know how to make dice. So I tell Shyster, I say, Shyster, watch these dice. I'm gonna make some dice. So I made the dice. I painted them black. I put white on them, and they said, "Oh, these is cool, cute." I said, "You want to make you some?" Everybody said, "Yeah, make us some, cute." So I made everybody some dice, right? So we had these nails, and I stuck nails in my dice, and I was making weights, and I kept messing with. I said, "What if I put a nail in the 1, in the eye, the snake eye? What if I put some nails in this 5?" So I kept making dice, throwing them away, making dice, putting the nails. Then I made some dice that would hit. And I knew how to throw them. And asked Shyster one day when you talked to him, man, I broke everybody in there in the dice game. And I told Shyster, don't get in the game. I said, Shyster, do not get in this game. I said, don't get in the game. And man, I lit these dudes up with my weights. Yeah, I lit them up, dog. I got all they pay. And we worked in there. We made good money because that's called PIA. So I lit them up. I went like maybe a G.
Yeah,
I went like
okay.
a G.
I was saying to myself, Q's probably talking about tens of dollars. Yeah, that's so you up there. I was winning like 1,600 a pop. I was like, oh shit, because in
Yeah, we were
jail
rolling 20 a
1,600,
roll.
you balling with 1,600 back then in jail.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't wait to shoot dice every night
Did
until
you
they
have
finally quit.
did you have real dice or did you have
No, they
wood?
had real dice, and it was their
Oh,
dice, not
yeah.
my dice.
It was hard to get real dice in New Folsom. For some reason, it was easier to get them in the county jail than to get them there.
Well, where I was, you get the conjugal visits, and dudes keep
Yeah,
anything back to the yard back then.
yeah, yeah. Mostly they just wanted to waste that on something else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But man, them dice was more money than weed, bro.
You're damn right. Especially if you got two pair, you house, you get your buddies to crap for your house when you were in court. When you come back, they would have a stack for you.
Hey man, I had this dude gave me a watch. He gave me a what do you call them the little tube radios?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Man, he gave me one of them. He gave me
Yeah.
a Walkman with some earphones. Cause he's in debt and he don't want to give up the cash. So he's pawning off everything until he has to start sending me mail outs.
Yeah. He
Man,
was
that was,
making good. He was making good that he owed you. And when
yeah.
a dude is making good on me like that, I ain't gonna do nothing to him.
I
I say
wasn't
this
gonna do
dude,
nothing to him anyway unless
yeah,
he
he trying to
didn't
pay
pay.
me. I'm gonna I tell a dude, just don't panic out, man. Even though I'm acting nice and friendly, don't think I'm trying to set you up. Don't panic out. Don't PC up. Don't drop a kike on me. You owe me a lot of money. Just take your time and pay me. Okay, man, I promise you. And don't try to go to another yard. Because if you
Man,
do that, then it's going to go all bad.
yeah, he knew that too though. When I got out, he still sent me a couple hundred.
See, that's keeping it real.
Yeah.
Hey, so you knew Bowleg Rudy?
Yeah, he used to mess with
Okay.
my homegirl
Okay, that
on
was
the
my
street.
best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever happened to Bowleg Rudy? Because sometimes I see him in the comments.
he around.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him, but
Yeah.
yeah, he out.
Yeah, he had showed me a picture when we were locked up with a Suburban. And when I got out, I ended up getting a Suburban.
Mm.
He had a badass blue Suburban. Was he a good hustler? Rudy told me he was a hustler.
Yeah, Rudy was getting money. Roscoe used to be licking his chops every time Rudy came over.
Okay, okay.
We used to tell Roscoe, man, leave Rudy alone, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because Rudy said, Cute, I was a hustler. He showed me them pictures. I said, all right.
Matter of fact, Roscoe and them got his spot one time.
For real?
Yeah, down in the 50s.
Damn.
I said, damn, Roscoe, you ruthless, man. He like, man, this nigga getting all this money, and I'm the homie. You could just slide a nigga something. I'll look out for him and protect his spot. I said, okay, if you look at it that way.
Yeah, whatever happened to K-Dog? Well, we ain't going to talk about what happened to somebody, but K-Dog.
K-Dog out. He chilling.
Okay. And what about Ken Dog?
I don't know which Ken Dog you talking
Ken
about.
Dog, rest in peace.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, Ken Dog, big Ken. No Ken Dog. Him and his brother both rest in peace.
Oh, unless you're talking about Big K-Dog, he's resting in peace too.
Yeah, big K-Dog. He was with me and Teaspoon and Eddie Boy. Little Eddie Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and what you call him that came up there with us too?
Who?
The one who had the shoe store, Keita Rock.
Keita Rock.
Yeah, Keita Rock was with me every day. Yeah. I knew Keita Rock when he was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Keita Rock was raised by Perry Manuel's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do want to know who should he look up in the Washington yearbooks in the 1970s. He said he found Joe Massey.
You can look up Hildred Bell. You can look up Melvin Hardy. You can look up Carl Vernon. He should be in there. You can look up maybe look up Stanley Williams. You might get him in there. That's Tookie. Look up let's see, who else would be in there? You got to know a person's full name to look them up, though.
Right.
And I don't know Goldie's full name. I don't know her real name. She would be in there. That's the girl who created the Crip sign. So I was like,
What?
she's pretty, huh?
I said, what?
Yeah, a girl created the Crip sign at the Watts Festival. I never forget that.
Yeah,
I,
man. Well,
I
I
don't
know
know.
you gotta
I
go.
don't know. Okay, any block out there that watches this, tell me Goldie's real name. We're gonna look her up in our yearbook.
Oh, original block. Don't you gotta go, cutes?
Yeah, I gotta get ready to go. So I
Okay.
see you guys. I want to say something positive though, because I hadn't said nothing positive in the last two, and I want to say something positive to the youngsters who are you're not you're not locked up, and you're in the street, and you starting to feel like the days don't mean nothing to you because you don't think it's gonna get any better. It's not going to get any better for you. If you got to do something today positive that's going to have effect on tomorrow. So go fill out some applications today, and then in days to come, you'll start being called on interviews. And then get some clothes ready to go in your interview. When you go in your interview, get some outfits ready and look at yourself in the mirror and see how you're gonna talk when you go in your interview. When they ask you, tell me three good things about yourself. Uh, how do you think you get along with others, and what do you bring to this? What do you bring to this operation? Or this company, and whatever. Just think of an answer for everything, and then you don't gotta rush the answer stuff. You can wait. Don't say the first thing that comes to your mind, and don't be sitting there with a menacing look. Sit there with a pleasant look, and don't be fidgeting. Always be mindful, of what you're doing, because you can't see yourself, but you will know what you're doing if you realize what you're doing like that. So that's my advice for you youngsters. And I want you guys to start filling out, these job applications and start getting some of these jobs. Everything's hiring now. So don't think that you got to get paid all of this amount of money, man. Just get what you got coming, and you're going to feel better about things, and you ain't got to take a penitentiary risk and end up doing a bunch of years, man, for peanuts, man. Because at the end of the day, the little money that you got, you could have made that amount within a year if you would have got a job, you
Hey,
know.
two
So
questions quick, cutes.
yeah.
Number one, are you the last Magnificent Seven around? And what year and what yard was you in Folsom?
Oh, okay. So first of all, Old Folsom, it didn't have but one yard. That was the main line. And New Folsom had C yard, it had A yard and B yard. Uh, one of the B yard was the hardest yard, and I say it was the hardest yard because a lot of people were just getting out of the hole, and they would go to that yard. C yard was the hub. It was the one that had the main kitchen, so it was the one that they had to keep open because that yard fed Old Folsom, it fed New Folsom. So the main kitchen, the trucks would come and send food even to Miniman from C Yard. So C Yard was the working yard, and A Yard was the PC yard. I was on the working yard, C Yard, and C Yard was a hard yard. Everybody was on that yard. Everybody would be on that. That was the yard that was the most violent. But the B yard had the most dangerous inmates were on B yard.
And are you the last Mac 7?
No, it's me, and I think Gary Lane is still alive, and I think my cousin Todd is still alive too.
You think you don't know what Todd Madison is?
No, nobody knows.
Wow. Blue don't know?
No, Blue don't know. Blue heard that he might be in an institution
Wow.
somewhere in up there where OJ got in trouble at.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, bro. You take it easy, man. Have a good night. Stay safe.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna be careful. Okay, Mac heads, you guys have a good night too.
All right.
All right, later.